short briefing.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing?
I'm going home. I'm happy.
Today?
I'm flying out tonight.
You? So it's only Tuesday.
Conference with very important.
Ano, Friday, di ba?
Yung Bangsamoro,
So Friday, di ba? Good.
I have to talk to some people.
President, again, thank you very much for coming. I had received a lot of info
Turn your cell phones to silent mode. This is being broadcast live, so I would appreciate your help and your kind cooperation. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, as per Malacanang, no flash photography, please, and no live streaming on your personal devices. I would appreciate your cooperation again. Thank you.
One time lang po, one time.
Nag-smile.
classmate ko man ito sa high school.
Nakanino? Tanong mo, nakanino ka? Ha? Halika na.
Will this gentleman, you told me when?
Yes.
No.
Not yet. Once he entered the clinic, exit. Not yet. Not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce the arrival of His Excellency Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Para sa pagbabago, nawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao. Madilim na kahapon, ikaw ang mag-aahon. Sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon. Tayo na, Pilipinas.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Deborah Stokes, ADB Vice President for Administration and Corporate Management. On behalf of the Asian Development Bank, I welcome you to this reception to celebrate ADB's 50th anniversary. I now would like to invite everyone to take their seats. Today, ADB would like to express its sincere gratitude to all of its partners, in particular the government and the people of the Philippines, for their hosting of ADB so warmly since its establishment in 1966. I now invite President Nakao, the host of today's reception, to deliver his welcome address.
Your Excellency, President Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and former President Fidel Ramos, the Honorable Carlos Dominguez III, Secretary of Finance and Governor of ADB, members of the Senate, House of Representatives, and Cabinet, ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Asian Development Bank for our 50th anniversary celebration. I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude and special thanks to President Duterte for gracing this occasion with his presence. Mabuhay. Thank you. 50 years ago, ADB was created through the collective wishes and collaborative efforts of people and countries from within and outside Asia and the Pacific. Many people made great contribution to the creation of the bank. Among them was Florentino Feliciano, a Filipino lawyer who helped write the ADB Charter. He drafted and redrafted a charter provision very carefully by incorporating diverse country opinions and learning from the experiences of other institutions such as World Bank. We are very pleased that his daughter, Regina, is with us today. Thank you very much. Several cities competed hosting ADB, Manila, Tokyo, among others. After 3 rounds of voting by 18 Asian founding members, Manila won over Tokyo by 9 votes to 8 with 1 abstention. And it has proven to be a very good decision. By locating our headquarters in Manila, ADB has the benefit of being closer to our developing member countries. We have also benefited from the very warm hospitality of the Philippine government and people, and the strong pool of English-speaking professionals in the country. From the beginning, ADB's founders had a vision that the bank should be truly multilateral institution by inviting developed countries in North America and Europe. This was especially important to mobilize resources from their capital markets. At ADB's opening ceremony in Manila on December 19, 1966, the bank had 31 members, of which 19 were regional and 12 were non-regional. The membership has expanded to 67 today, with 48 regional and 19 non-regional. When ADB was established, Asia was poor, food was in short supply, and it lacked resources to finance development. One of the priorities for ADB was to give technical assistance and loans to agriculture. Half a century later, Asia has evolved into a dynamic growth center of the world. The region now accounts for 1/3 of global GDP and more than half the world's economic growth. Even after the global financial crisis, developing Asia has achieved strong and stable growth. But we cannot be complacent. Asia is facing remaining and new challenges. Still, 330 million people live in absolute poverty on less than $1.9 a day. Large infrastructure gaps constrain economic development and people's welfare. Implementing the Sustainable Development Goals and the climate change actions agreed at COP21 are collective priorities for Asian countries. The private sector should be further promoted. Gender equality should be enhanced. Asia is also facing such challenges as urbanization, aging, widening inequalities, and health issues. Recently, I was asked by a writer from The Economist magazine what ADB's achievements were. I grouped them into 3 broad functions. First is combining finance with knowledge in both infrastructure and social sectors. Since our first loan in 1968 to Thailand, ADB has provided $267 billion in loans and grants. Second is promoting good policies. ADB has encouraged countries to pursue stable macroeconomic policies, open trade and investment regimes, and strong governance through high-level dialogue, technical assistance, and policy-based lending. At the same time, when countries were hit by financial crisis, ADB was quick to provide emergency loans to them. Third is catalyzing regional cooperation and friendship. ADB has been very active in promoting sub-regional cooperation in Southeast Asia, the Greater Mekong sub-region, Central Asia, South Asia, and Pacific Island countries. Our initiative of the Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, East Asia growth area is an important framework for integrating and connecting regional communities. To achieve all these functions of ADB, our partnership with the member countries, multilateral and bilateral development agencies, civil society organizations, the private sector, and academia from within and outside the region has been crucial. Now, let me talk about ADB's operations in the Philippines. Our first loan in the Philippines was in 1969 in the amount of $5 million to the Philippine National Bank, which lent funds to small and medium-sized enterprises. This was followed by a loan in support of agriculture and rural infrastructure development in Mindanao. Since then, ADB has provided $16 billion in loans and grants to the government and about $1 billion in loans and equity investment to private companies. We also have extended technical assistance to prepare projects and build capacities. In the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan Yolanda in 2013, we provided $900 million for typhoon-affected areas. The first time I met President Duterte was in 2014 in Davao. At that time, I visited villages north of Davao and was encouraged by the outcomes of ADB-supported rural infrastructure project. In 2015, I visited Cebu. Through the conditional cash transfer programs supported by the Philippine government, ADB, and World Bank, families are able to send children to school and obtain health care. From the smiles of people, I could tell that the program has brightened their children's future. ADB is strongly committed to support the 10-point socioeconomic agenda set out by the Duterte administration right after his election. I had the honor to discuss this issue with the President Duterte at Malacanang in July last year. ADB will work closely with the administration to help accelerate infrastructure investment, reform the fiscal system, improve the ease of doing business, promote rural development and value chains, upgrade health and education, and strengthen social protection. I am encouraged by the recent strong performance of the Philippines economy. It grew 6.8% last year, higher than we expected a year ago, and among the highest in Asia. This reflected increased public infrastructure investment and higher private investment and consumption. It is essential for the government to sustain its effort to implement wide-ranging reforms. I believe the country will continue to enjoy solid growth for 2017 and beyond based on young and educated workforce and stronger private sector activities, including business process outsourcing and manufacturing. Ladies and gentlemen, the first ADB President, Watanabe, wanted ADB to be family doctor for Asian countries and an institution that learns before teaching. These approaches remain an integral part of ADB's tradition, although ADB today is much more than a family doctor. In the coming years, ADB should become stronger, better, and faster to help our client countries address the remaining and emerging challenges. ADB will continue to scale up our operations, promote infrastructure with cleaner and more advanced technologies, and expand private sector operations and public-private partnerships. Since ADB was established in 1966, with support from the Philippines, our host country, and all our partners within and outside the region, ADB has helped improve the lives of the people. Over the next 50 years, building on our achievements in the past 50 years, we'll work together to build a more vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable Asia and the Pacific. I ask for your support and cooperation. Maraming salamat po.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am now pleased to introduce a short video which will highlight the close development partnership between ADB and the Philippines over 50 years.
I told them that we would like you to develop a plan for Mindanao's development, and let us see whether our thinking and yours sort of converge. So they concentrated on Mindanao. I requested ADB to be in charge of Mindanao development. They had plans for the development of the hydroelectric plants along the Agus River, the Maria Cristina complex. We also asked for the development of the Pulangi River with another hydroelectric and irrigation system. So we asked ADB to construct the road from Davao to Digos to General Santos to Cotabato. We asked ADB also to develop a road for the development of the Polyok Harbor. In addition to that, we had the Northern Mindanao road system from Iligan to Butuan, I think even up to Surigao. And then we connected from Cagayan de Oro, we connected through Bukidnon to Davao.
Bank was a very important institution in helping us conceptualize a private sector program for infrastructure, because there weren't that many worldwide. We were also seeking advice from, among others, the Asian Development Bank in crafting a reasonable tax package.
help us put up our PPP program. In fact, they did not only help us with getting startup funds, especially in the funding of feasibility studies.
ADB provided a series of development policy loans. These were very helpful for us.
Obviously, the support of the ADB was across the board. Among the major programs that the President increased in scope was the Conditional Cash Transfer Program and the Kalahi Seeds Program. These were crucial components of his efforts to reduce poverty in the Philippines. So the ADB was clearly aligned in terms of the government priorities.
To reach a level of about 7% GDP, we need to continue the assistance of ADB.
To achieve our goal of making growth inclusive, we are calling on ADB to support the government's programs on accelerating spending on infrastructure, human capital, providing social protection to the country's most vulnerable sectors, reforming tax policy and administration, reducing red tape, promoting the ease of doing business,
It is my pleasure to now invite Philippine Finance Secretary and ADB Governor Carlos G. Dominguez III to introduce our guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce to you the guest speaker this afternoon, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Salamat po. Kindly sit down. Mr. Nakao, President of the Asian Development Bank, kindly sit down, please. President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, President Fidel V. Ramos, I always read your column, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's good. It's all good. Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Executive Secretary Salvador Vidaldia, Secretary Carlos G. Dominguez, the Third Secretary of Finance, members of the House of Representatives. Nandito ba sila? Wala na ko. Oh yes, ma'am. Only two. God. They are not interested in money anyway. Members of the Mr. Prime Minister Cesar Virata, sir, good afternoon. Mr. Paul Dominguez, Mr. Wu Chong Luyong, the ADB Secretary, the Asian Development Bank Board of Directors, management and staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am not into reading speeches, but because of the crowd, I have to be prim and proper, not to be casting cuss words and epithets, but really it's part of my makeup. Better read a prepared speech. It's all courteous. The words are very diplomatic and civil, and I would say since establishment, the ADB has been helping developing member countries in their efforts to reduce poverty and improve the quality of life of their people. It has extended $267 billion in financial assistance since 1966. In the areas of infrastructure, environment, and education, among others. Our country is truly fortunate that ADB has decided to establish its headquarters in Manila. This has not only allowed us to secure needed development assistance, but also vital employment and technical and information transfers throughout the years. For its part, the Philippines has received more than $16 billion from ADB in the form of loans and grants. About $1 billion more have also been released in the form of loans and investments to private Philippine companies. These have made the ADB one of the largest official development assistance partners of the Philippines. For all of this, you have the gratitude of the entire Filipino people. I particularly look forward to the next round of release of the $4.22 billion in loans and $9.3 million in technical assistance from ADB in the next 3 years. This will be of help in realizing important development initiatives. Rest assured that the Philippine government will redouble its effort to foster economic growth and reduce poverty. In line with this, government is pushing for a simpler, fairer, and more efficient tax collection in lower rates and a broader base. We are also working on increasing infrastructure spending to 7.4% of the GDP by 2022. Government will also solicit the participation of private partners in certain aspects of our infrastructure development initiatives. We will also be funding free irrigation, free education, state universities and colleges, and universal health care. Together with the local governments, we are also streamlining business registration and processes, providing support for targeted sectors, and intensifying the war against illegal drugs, criminality, and corruption. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that there will be no corruption in my government. You have my word of honor. It is my hope that ADB will continue to lend its support with the country accelerate its development efforts. With the ADB's help, I am confident that we will be able to lift more of our people from poverty, expand the economy by about 50% in real terms, and make the Philippines, hopefully, I pray, an upper middle class income economy in 2022. May the ADB continue to be an important partner for development for the Philippines, entire Asia, and the Pacific. May it remain a catalyst for change and a force of progress in the years to come. There is do you have something on your table? It says here, I would like to invite of you all to raise your glass to toast the ADB. Mabuhay ang ADB. Okay. Congratulations, and I wish you more success in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Duterte. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a photo session to record this major milestone in our history. While the stage is being prepared, may I request the three groups who will join President Nakao and our honourable guests for the photo session to come forward to the side of the stage that is next to the Philippine flag.